It's minus 36 outside. The car is frozen, doors are frozen. My beard is frozen. I'm old as Look at my beard. It's ice everywhere. That's how life in Alberta is. Minus 36. My beard is frozen. Now you can imagine the car doors, the car battery doesn't start, but we managed it. Okay, welcome back to my channel, everyone. I am Rohit Makija, and those who don't know me, I make videos on YouTube with regards to permanent residency in Canada and what are the updates with regards to work permits, PR, express entries, student life basically in Canada. So this video is about next year, 2022, what should be the expectations of students, of aspirants waiting for PR or applying for PR next year, and what can we expect in 2022 with regards to Canadian immigration. So let's get started. Everyone knows the quota, the budget for the 2021 PR application, which was 401,000 applicants, has reached. It has capped. Now, as we are reaching to the end of 2021, what is the expectation from Canadian immigration in 2022? With higher immigration targets, more efficient processes in place, the Canadian immigration landscape looks very promising for 2022. Now, as you're approaching the 2021 end, what changes are we expecting from IRCC? What draws are coming up? What new programs are coming up? So let's discuss one by one. Now, I'm sure everyone is thinking 401,000 applications, which has reached a cap for 2021. What is the cap for 2022? Now, here it is. Canada plans to welcome a record-breaking of 411,000 permanent residents in 2022, which is amazing and which is very aspiring for the candidates coming to Canada, right? This is a higher level than Canada has ever targeted in history. Canada has not mentioned reducing this target during pandemic. In fact, the new immigration minister, Sean Fraser, mentioned potentially increasing these levels, maybe a little bit more, depending upon the labor market and demand. Now, how express entry draws will look like in 2022. Now, this last year was a very disappointing year for federal skilled workers. Applicants waiting to be selected from the express entry pool, which was very disheartening, with the last all program draws targeting federal skilled workers candidates in December 2020. Now, for the year of 2021, Canada has been holding draws and specifically for candidates under Canadian Experience Class or a PNP. Now, since September 2021, Canada began smaller PNP programs and smaller express entry draws. These smaller draws have allowed IRCC to tackle the significant backlog left over from COVID-19. Now, during the height of COVID-19 pandemic, the majority of IRCC staff were on leave. Now, IRCC were also able to finalize many permanent resident applications due to the travel restrictions. They were unable to do it. Now, these effects of the pandemic resulted in a massive application backlog. As of October 2021, IRCC had backlog of about 1.8 million applications. And I'm stuck there too. Now, despite the challenges posed by the pandemic, it also paved the way for more efficient immigration system, right? Now, in the last quarter, IRCC has admitted more newcomers per month than ever seen in Canadian history. As a backlog clears, we should expect to see all programs draws in 2022. So we are expecting like all the applicants which are pending since last 2020, hopefully everyone will get PR in 2022, including whoever waiting in 2020 and 2021. Pandemic situation is getting a little bit better. I know few people who have come to Canada on LMIA, so that means they are considering applicants from outside the country. The whole year of 2021 was for internal candidates. All the friends got PR. All the students got PR. Everyone waiting since 2020 in Canada, they got PR. So 2021 was a year for internal applicants. 2022 is a mix of everything. Now, let's see how it goes. The third question here is, will the CRS score will go down in 2022? What do you guys all think? Now, in 2021, Canada took drastic measures, immigration targets for the year despite travel restrictions. Now, among these measures include dropping the CRS cutoff to 75 to certain express entry candidates, and I know few friends who actually got PR in this criteria, and implementing a temporary permanent residence program I'm waiting for applicants in the country. To meet the record immigration target in 2022, the Canadian government may need to decrease the CRS cutoff for express entry draws once again. So they are expecting to reduce the cutoff. So good news for people who are not reaching that cutoff score of 470, 460. We don't have any idea how much the cutoff would be, but it will be definitely going down in 2022. So more expectations for the applicants with lower score. Now, the other question is, how will the new NOC structure affect Canadian immigration in 2022? Now, the one big change coming in 2022 will be the new national occupation classification. I was blown by this news. It's been like a decade that they have this NOC structure, which is maybe 9 to 10 years old. Now, NOC codes are essential to the immigration processes. Immigration applicants that are asked to identify their work experience must do so by providing a NOC code to fix their responsibility to their role. Now, currently, economic immigration programs use NOC 2016 version. Now, this structure divides codes into, I think, 4, which is A, B, C, and D, and also a 0. Now, only those with experienced skill levels in A or B are currently eligible for the express entry pool, which everyone knows. Now, skill level B accounts for nearly half of the NOC codes. I fall into NOC B. Most of them, they fall into NOC B because the occupations listed in NOC B is more than the half NOC codes entire. NOC 2021 will be moving forward to a main tier of categories. Now, they have structured in categories, which includes training, education, experience, and responsibilities. The NOC 2021 was released this year, but will not be implemented until the second half of 2022. Now, what does that mean? Let's say in summers 2022, I think they will take 6 months to clear all the backlog. I don't know how, but I think that's what it means. And from May or June of 2022, they are creating a new NOC codes for the new applicants for the rest of the year. Let's see how it goes. This is very interesting. Now, this move will inevitably change who is eligible for express entry pool. Now, while IRCC has not yet announced how it will affect the candidate with work experience in skill level B, which is me, it is possible that some of these candidates may no longer be eligible following next year changes. Now, again, it depends on few categories. I fall into TR to PR, so maybe I'll get PR through this program, so I don't have to wait for express entry. However, IRCC may also decide to completely change the way Canadian immigration applicants are selected from the pool of candidates in 2022. For example, the express entry pool may begin to select candidates using their NOC code in addition to CRS score, which is new codes. By changing the NOC criteria from draw to draw, Canada could hand select certain occupations that are particularly in demand for the time. So it also depends on the province. If the province is in demand for agriculture and do not have any NOC code for agriculture, so they will give PR to those people with irrespective of they have NOC or not. Now, the most important question here is, COVID-19 vaccinations for next year. Now, as of January 15, 2022, almost all the residents coming into Canada, I'm talking about temporary residents, will need to be fully vaccinated. Canada COVID-19 restrictions have made it almost impossible to travel in and out of the country without being fully vaccinated. If you're planning to travel to Canada after January 15, you will need to plan ahead to ensure you meet Canada's definition of fully vaccinated. So go on the website and see what does it mean fully vaccinated. Some of the provinces have also started boosters, mandatory boosters, but they're very few. And they have received a complete dose of approved vaccine at least 14 days prior to traveling. So anyone who's traveling has to be vaccinated at least 14 days. And if you are confirmed a permanent resident with a valid COPR document, you may be exempt from these restrictions. But then we all want to be on a safer side, so stay vaccinated because all the countries are actually making it a mandate to get vaccinated. With restrictions constantly changing, it is important to check the government's website to ensure you are able to travel to Canada before you even leave, right? Something new is coming up with regards to Municipal Nomination Immigration Program. They are implementing in 2022, which is next year. Now, what is this program? Now, federal government has been working on implementing municipal nomination program in 2019, but they were unable to do it for some reasons. While IRCC hasn't announced that when this will be in effect, but it is possible the program will be enacted in 2022 maybe. And I've heard the news that they are putting. Like the provincial nomination program, the MNP, which is municipal nomination program, will aim to spread the benefits of Canadian immigration across less populous region of Canada. So they will focus on provinces which are really less populated. The first one comes in my mind is Nunavut. I got a job offer from there and I never went there. Why? Because of this. Now, MNP would allow smaller communities and municipalities to decide on their newcomers. So they will have their own PNPs. Not PNPs, MNPs. The government hasn't yet announced when this program will be launching, but it is on a hold, or what the requirement will be, but it is expected next year because they have been planning to launch this program in 2019, but they haven't for some reason. The immigration program will likely be similar to PNPs, but it will be focused on communities which are less populated and can select candidates based on their experience, skills, and local demographic or labor marketplace. Like PNP, MNP will likely to provide more options for candidates that may not have enough points for the express entry. That's what PNP does. So MNP will do the same, and they will be invited directly by the federal government to apply for PR. Now, as Canada is recovering from economic efforts of COVID-19, the government looks to immigration as a solution in 2022. So it's really a good news. Every single year, whoever is aiming, dreaming for Canada, it's every single year there is something for everyone who's actually willing to come to Canada and putting efforts, not just sitting and thinking, I'm going to go to Canada. No. With exciting new changes coming every year in Canadian immigration on the horizon of 2022, now is a great time to start your immigration journey. Drop down your comments, share this video, like it, and ask me questions if anyone has. I would love to answer all questions. And yes, most importantly, subscribe this channel. Next video is about, I'm traveling to Colombia, so let's see how Colombia is from Canada during COVID-19. Have a good one, guys.